I'm old, I'm bitter, I'm irrelevant. Check all those boxes. Please try to explain for me how anything about this scenario is good for professional wrestling, the WWE, the title, or anybody involved in it.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Riding with Russo. Guns out, ladies, guns out, funds out. This is another episode of the Riding with Russo with the Gunslayer himself, ladies and gentlemen, Vince Guns Out Russo. How are you?
Can we get canceled by putting finger guns by pointing? Is that under the canceling thing, bro? That we're pointing finger guns, bro?
Anything's fair game to get canceled nowadays, man.
Chris, I've got a rant.
Okay,
I've got a rant because I'm like you, Chris. We have been watching wrestling a very long time.
Yes.
And bro, like as things change, like I go through the list, like I never thought that would change. I never thought that would change. I never thought that would change. I just keep going through the list like every single week. Mm-hmm. Now, bro, here's one rule of thumb that I can remember on day one. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, bro. I'll say I started watching 1970. Bruno. Cool. Okay, so we're talking about 70 to 2024. We're talking 54 years. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking Bruno, I'm talking Backlund, I'm talking Hogan, I'm talking through all those eras, Attitude Era, through it all. Okay, there was one constant that never changed. The most important thing was the world title. Mm-hmm. Period. End of story. Everything revolved around the world title. You were a professional wrestler, bro, because you wanted that world title. No matter where you were on the card, bro, you wanted that world title. There was a line around the block for people wanting that world title. I know I wrote television that day, that way. When you watched the Attitude Era, bro, they were killing each other for that title. Austin, Taker, Kane, The Rock. It was all about the title. And that directive obviously came right from Vince McMahon. It's all about the prize, right? So, bro, what have we seen since WrestleMania that hit a lowest of possible low points on SmackDown Friday night? So, Chris, we went an entire year with, I got to finish the story. I got to finish the story. I got to finish 2 years. Yeah. Okay. Okay, bro. So what does Cody do? He finishes the story. They know he's going to finish the story. That plan was in place for a very long time. Well, this is where we've gone with it, Chris. So he finishes the story, and you and I have been discussing this since WrestleMania, but it reached an all-time low. He finishes the story. He has no opponents. Mm-hmm. They built no opponents for him, bro. He had to wrestle AJ. He had to wrestle Logan Paul. He's got no opponents. They built nobody for the guy. So, bro, we get to SmackDown this week, Chris. And now, not only doesn't Cody have opponents, or not only does anybody want the belt, Cody now, the champion himself, has to give out title shots. So, Chris, what's he doing? He's giving title shots out to his friends.
Yes.
Wait a minute. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. Mm-hmm. So, bro, he offers a title shot to Kevin Owens. I never thought I would see this in my entire lifetime. Kevin Owens turns down the title shot saying he's not worthy. And there's a locker room full of... Bro, I don't know why. You know who came into my head? Kurt Hennig. Kurt Hennig. Like, can you imagine Hogan offering Kurt Hennig a title? Bro, I'm not worthy. Thank you, but I'm not worthy. Bro, then they're not done there, though.
Check out BrainBuster, the daily quiz that tests your WWE knowledge with winning streaks, stats, and more. It's time to see if you're up for the challenge.
Now, bro, we got to go to Nick Aldis, and Nick and Cody have to convince Kevin Owens. Chris, please, listen, I'm old, I'm bitter, I'm irrelevant. Check all those boxes. Please try to explain for me how anything about this scenario is good for professional wrestling, the WWE, the title, or anybody involved in it. Chris, what am I missing here?
You know, I'm an in-game person, and you know, I think about payoffs all the time. So I think the payoff of this is Kevin Owens is going to turn heel, and it's going to be another filler feud, which to me doesn't help anything about Cody Rhodes' story. First of all, go ahead.
I just want to say, Chris, okay. What does the I'm not worthy, I don't want it, how does that help Kevin Owens? He could have accepted the match. If that's what they're going to do, he could have accepted the match and turned heel.
Yes.
What did they do by I'm not worthy? You know what they did, bro? Here's what they were trying to do, bro. We are going to get a humble heel. I mean, a humble baby face.
Humble face, yeah.
Bro, no. You got a mamby-pamby. Yeah. Baby face. But that's the thing, Chris. Even if what you're saying is true, why didn't he just accept it and turn heel?
See, exactly. So here's the thing. I think that it just shows me, man, that they're so focused on matches versus creative. Because from a creative standpoint, that could have went so many different ways to make sense. If the payoff is a Kevin Owens heel turn, okay. But they're doing the I'm not worthy. Okay, well, now you're looking down at me because, you know, basically you beat me. So what's going to happen is probably Cody's going to beat Kevin Owens at Berlin. And so one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to celebrate and low blow him, kick him in the nads, or the following SmackDown, Cody's going to cut another promo and say you did a really good job and stuff like that. And then he's going to turn heel, which is going to lead to another match or two, perhaps. So if you're trying to build a storyline that's probably going to last about 2 months, I can say probably till October or so, why are you starting that storyline by saying he's not worthy of winning the championship? So again, you know, I think very logical. So if Kevin Owens defeats Cody Rhodes, how is that helping the stock of Cody Rhodes if he lost to a person who believes that he's not worthy of winning the championship in the first place? And why am I convinced? Because I talked about this on my show, Pancakes and Power Slams. And I'm glad you mentioned back in the day. Back in the day, man, feuds, even if it's usually face heel dynamic, but even if you're talking about the Hogan versus Warrior, for instance, when it comes to those angles, they set those angles up as if we really don't know who's going to win this match. Perhaps the villain may pull it off. You know what I mean? Maybe Rick Rude may pull it off this time. Maybe Andre may pull it off this time. Maybe Stud may pull it off this time. But one of the biggest issues that I have, Vince, is that there's no element of that nowadays that we actually think that the villain is or the foe is actually going to win the match.
Not forget about villain or foe, bro. They just put the belt on Bron Breakker.
Yes.
Now we've got a 30-minute, 2 out of 3 match at the end of. Dude, do you really think they're going to take the belt off of Bron Breakker in 2 weeks?
Exactly.
And like I said, you know what, bro? I don't even have a problem with the rematch. Okay, we got to have the rematch. Bro, not a 30-minute main event, 2 out of 3 falls when you know there's no way they're taking the belt off of Bron Breakker.
On a random Raw. I mean, again, set the table up. Convince us that we actually may have Sami Zayn win. Like that's why I was so big on storylines back in the day, because the storyline was so riveting.
Right.
That you really didn't know. Like the Austin times, like Vince always put adversaries in front of Austin. Okay, maybe this will be the time where he's dethroned. Okay, maybe it's Kane, maybe it's Taker, maybe it's Triple H, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, and he would always put that was the corporation. He would always put somebody in between. And heck, Kane did win. Taker did win. Like it actually did happen. And when people won matches and we actually said, okay, well, anything can happen. That unpredictability factor is pretty much extinguished nowadays, man.
And bro, where did Vince get that from? He got it from his old man. And bro, even though Bruno had the belt for years, Vince Sr. convinced you every month, bro, we got it. This is the month he's losing it.
Yes.
Bro, you thought George the Animal Steel was going to be Bruno.
Right.
Every month, bro, Vince Sr. had you believing, Stan Hansen, Big Bob Duncan, I mean, just line them up. This is it, bro. It's Superstar Billy Graham. And that's where Vince got that from.
Yeah. Every week, because the characters were so riveting and they were so larger than life that it felt parallel. It felt on the same level. Now you've got like a Bron Breakker as a character, and you really are going to convince me that Sami Zayn as a character is on the level right now, even momentum-wise or just looks-wise, as a Bron Breakker. You're going to convince me that just Sami Zayn is on the same level as Bron Breakker. I'm not convinced in that. So why am I going to think that Bron Breakker is going to lose the match less than 2 weeks later of his first defense if you're trying to build up Bron Breakker? And that's the reason why, to me, feuds and storylines, it's head scratching to me so much. Same thing. Priest and Finn, same thing.
Yep.
You're actually going to tell me again. So you're going to tell me that Damian Priest, Finn Balor, somehow wants to beat Damian Priest, but he cost him the title against Gunther. Now he has zero shot of becoming world champion, but his beef was he was upset that Priest cost him the title a year ago, but somehow he doesn't turn on him after he beats Gunther. He cost him the match against Gunther. Now he has zero shot of becoming world heavyweight champion. And for some odd reason, we're supposed to be convinced that Finn Balor, his character as a heel, is larger than life enough to be able to defeat Damian Priest. And because even when Shawn Michaels was a heel, his character was larger than life enough that, yes, he was, and plus he was a super kick away, and that was it was all nuanced. That was the reason why the super kick was a cool finisher, because the super kick was so snappy that it doesn't matter if you're 6 foot or 7 foot, boom. It's a kick that it knock you out in 3 seconds. You know what I mean?
And not only that, bro, but part of Shawn's character was, bro, he could take a butt kicking.
Exactly.
That's nowhere in Finn Balor's character.
Right.
The way Sean sold,
yes,
it was like, bro, this guy can take a butt kick. And what does that mean, bro? That means this, that his opponents that were always bigger than him, bro, that guy's wearing himself down.
Yes.
He can't, he can't put one away. And then, like you said, bro, he's got that one super kick. There's no psychology like that anymore, Chris, with anybody, bro.
Bingo. Absolutely true. If you think about it from a Finn Balor perspective, he sets up by doing like that shotgun drop kick to the and the person has to hit the ropes, and then they have to go down, roll over to get ready for the coup de grace finisher.
Right.
Like if someone is like, for instance, Braun Strowman, like if Braun Strowman was going against Shawn Michaels, he was so resilient that him being able to take, all that butt kicking, he's wearing down the big man. He's still wearing, and he's still being resilient. He's coming back, and all of a sudden, boom, sweet chin music. For 3 seconds, he's done. Even if he gets back up on the fourth, or he's still down for 3 seconds.
And you would believe that against Vader. You would believe that against Sid.
Yes.
You would believe that. Yeah, you would believe that against guys twice his size. You believed it.
Yeah. But with Finn, he would have to kick Braun Strowman. He would have to do a shotgun drop kick to Braun Strowman, and then Braun Strowman would have to hit the corner, and then that somehow he's hitting the corner, and that would have to bring him down and roll him over for his finisher. And it's just like, when you think about moves like that with people who are smaller, you can't do that with people who are smaller. They have to have those snappy moves. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And again, the psychology is just not there. You have, if you're under 6 foot, you have to have a move that you can hit on anybody. You know what I mean? And it can take them out for 3 seconds. Bro,
Austin catching guys with the stunner.
Yes, exactly.
That's why he could beat Taker. That's why he could beat Kane, because no matter what happened in that match, if that stunner came out of nowhere, it was lights out.
100%.